What is good, guys? Happy Friday. Today, we're going to go ahead and start the call with a Q&A. And the first question that was asked was by my boy Long, and he was asking how I deal with trading while at work, right? I believe Long, you can correct me, but I believe right now he is a teacher, if not a substitute teacher. So like he was asking, and he sends pictures in the levels chat. You guys should see it. It's freaking funny. He's literally right there, laptop open or computer on his desk, charts are on his screen, and then there's like kids in the background. Like it's freaking hilarious. So like I get it. Like his question, like I've seen him. He's been doing this for the past couple months, if not the past year, in class trying to trade. Well, trying to educate these kids. If I mean, I don't know if I can go that deep into say he's trying to actually educate them. No, I'm just messing around, my boy. But I get it, right? I get it. Like you have to be attentive to obviously your job, and obviously he's a teacher, so like he has 30 plus, I'm guessing, students that he has to worry about, along with managing capital, like real capital, you know. So I get that. Now for me, right? For me, I love to be more attentive, obviously, when I'm home before work. Like once I get to work, like my main focus is like just work. I try not to look at my charts. I try not to even look at my phone, really. Like as soon as I get to work, I already know I'm cutting hair from when I walk into when I walk out. So I never really have to look at my phone. People are just coming in. Now, for me, anytime I see a trade worth taking, I'm always setting alerts. Now, told you guys that I like to trade higher time frames. I do, right? I do like to trade higher time frame zones. I'm always looking for daily 4 hour zones for the market to come back down to, right? So if the market really isn't coming or into my zone, then I'm really not as attentive to my trades, right? Now, again, Long, I'm not sure if you're trying to like catch the move of the day, right? I'm not sure if you're trading every day to catch the move of the day. If that's something that you're doing, then I can get how that can be like a bit overwhelming because you're trying to catch the move of the day, right? Like there's only a few opportunities and then the market's gone with indices. If you don't catch it, you don't catch it. Better luck tomorrow. So I feel that, right? But I personally don't try to catch the move of the day. I would rather miss out and not trade for a week or two, depending on the market. And if the market's not in my zone, you know what I mean? So unless the market's not really like in my zone, I'm not as attentive. But when the market is there and it's close to my zone and I'm at work now, I'm 80% focused on my haircuts, 85% focused on my haircuts. Now I have my alerts on. Now, it could be different for you guys in your work, right? My work is obviously more flexible. I'm my own boss. I'll tell my client like, "Yo, hold on, buddy. Let me check something." Right? Yeah, Carlos knows, right? For you guys might have to like, "Yo, oh, my stomach hurts, bro. Gotta hit the restroom." Like, "Yo, it's your fifth time today. You just clocked in," type, I don't know. It's different for everybody. But as soon as, yeah, I know Long too, right? Like he has to deal with kids. Like, oh, I can only imagine. But for me, then I start to put alerts. I'm very heavy on my alerts as soon as I am at work in the markets near my zones. Now, especially for indices, I definitely like to see confirmations when entering more, looking for more opportunities. Now, again, I'm not as attentive. I let my alerts do the work. And if I miss a trade because I'm too busy cutting hair or I miss my alert or whatever the case may be, then it is what it is. I'm not gonna kick myself in the butt because I missed the trade because I was focused on my actual job, my actual career. So I'm not gonna kick myself in the butt. However, that's when I start to lock in on the alerts, wait for my break and close alerts, you know, and then as soon as I get my break and close alert, that's when I start to set pendings. Um, Most people don't like pendings. However, like I've back tested so many times where I just got to trust it. Like if you guys aren't to a point where you guys aren't just trusting it at this point, then you guys have to get more reps in. You have to get more reps in. Now I know for you, Long, like you already understand what risk to award is. You understand, like you said, right? You're gonna take the opportunity. You like it, like it. You like it, you like it. And if it wins, it wins. And if it loses, it loses. You know that, right? So that's what I'm doing. As soon as I see my change of direction on that 15-minute time frame or that 5-minute time frame or that 1 hour time frame, I'm setting my pending limit and I'm going back to work and I'm taking the consequence, whether it's a loss or I'm taking the win. Does that make sense, bro?
Oh yeah.
Again, I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
looking to trade every single day. Like you can ask Jose, you can ask Miguel, BJ. I don't look at the charts every morning looking to catch some move to trade. Now that if that's you, like I can not that I'm throwing shade, but I could say that's more maybe Neri or Geo right there in the mornings. They're up in the chats every morning sending trades in, right? I'm not looking at the charts like that every day. I'm looking for continuations only. If it's not near my next buy zone, then I'm not really interested in it. If it doesn't give me more buy confirmations, I'm not really interested in it. Um, so that's how I try to like defer the two and how to give my time towards towards one more than the other. And then when it's obviously time, that's when I try to break up a little bit and start to trust my alerts more. As soon as I trust my alerts and my confirmations, I set the pendings, and then I gotta just trust it. I gotta just trust it. Give me a 10 if that makes sense, guys. Give me a 10 if that makes sense and if that can help you. I know that can help a lot of people, especially like you guys are at work. Like I know, like my boy Jose works at Levi's. Like he can't really go to the restroom or like, yo, hold on, bro. Manager, please give me a second. Let me enter my trade. Like, nah. He has to be very cautious with his time and how he looks at his phone throughout the day. He has to trust his alerts. So in that case, I would put only break and close alerts. And if you miss the trade, you miss the trade. But break and close alerts for me are extra confirmation. Like it's literally letting you know that the market has now broken and closed below, giving you a change of direction or break of structure. So then you could start making moves like, yo, I gotta hit the restroom. Give me like 5 minutes, bro. Go ahead, set a pending, go back to work. As soon as you get your confirmations, guys, set your pendings and just trust it. You know, trust it. You gotta trust it. Any other questions, guys? Anybody else have a question?
I got
I've been,
another question.
yeah, what's up?
Um, I've been using the alert too, break and close. That helps. Um, it's just for me, like I know you've been doing that for a while because that's what's worked for you. I guess
Mhm.
like for me, like what was working before. I'm not saying that doesn't work now, but I definitely the only struggle was having to adapt to a different schedule. So it's kind of like while I know what does work for me, like that's why I kind of why like if I'm looking for a play in the morning, I kind of just been sticking to like 6 to like 7:30. I've had to work, then just kind of put it away. That's I get the only struggle
Right,
for me was just kind of adapting to something different.
right.
But at the end of the day, not wanting to accept that I have to adapt to it because at the end of the day, like if I'm
It's
gonna have to
true.
try to trade it at work and then you kind of feel FOMO because you're doing something, I'm like, I'd rather just ignore it and stay fully like emotionally out of it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You almost have to take it as a swinger approach to where like you're not looking at the markets every single day unless it's like a super quality setup and just wait for those higher time frame zones. And when it's in those zones, that's when you can start looking for scalping opportunities and start, you know, doing your thing. But as far as like the scheduling too, that's also a good point, right? Most people don't look at it that way. And like you have to accept. Most people aren't willing to accept. And that's when like frustration and overwhelming comes and like stress comes because you're trying to squeeze something into, you're trying to bend something without it breaking, rather than just like trying to just figure it out and letting it go back to straight. So um obviously, if you can't really trade in the mornings, you obviously could look at some yen pairs, and some euro pairs. You know that. So, you know, we have to do something about it. That's for sure. That's for sure. Let's see. I've been struggling with my trades. I close them too early, then try to re-enter when it has already left my zone. It's super hard for me to walk away with gains too. It's like I just want more, so greedy. So I've been struggling with my trades. I close them too early, then try to re-enter them after it has left my zone. So I have a question for you. Are you over leveraging a little bit? Now be honest. This is where you got to be honest, because if you're being vulnerable a little bit, right? And I ask you these questions and you're not being truthful, then it doesn't really help you, right? So that's why you're closing them early, right? And that also goes hand in hand with the greediness. Obviously, you know you can make money now, bro. You know, like you watched the videos, you showed me, you sent me the videos of you fucking clapping the markets. You know you can do this now. So now you're having that greedy feeling like, yo, I'm gonna get everything I can while I can every single trade, right? And that's not a good thing. You're trying to condense a longevity thing into a month. And if this is a whole life thing, bro. Like this is something you're gonna do for the rest of your life. You don't have to squeeze that into 2, 3 more. You don't have to squeeze it till the end of 2025, bro. You feel me? You don't have to do that. So that's gonna be I promise you, one of the biggest things that's gonna help your psychology is under leverage to what you should be, right? I'm not sure what you're risking, but obviously, if it's more than your 1%, it's going to make you emotional. You know, as soon as the market goes back down and hits your stop loss or goes into negative, you're going to be losing more than your 1%. That's why you're closing early. You get what you get, and you're like, yo, I'm out of the trade. I get what I get, and I'm out of the trade. I wouldn't approach it like that, right? That's why you're literally closing early and then the market is taking off. One, you were right, but you got emotional because you knew you were doing a bad thing, right? You were doing something, you weren't listening to your rules. And that right there is just as simple of just the simple fact of knowing that you didn't listen to yourself gave you that much doubt in your head that when you were in profit, you closed early. Now, just like let that sink in for everybody, right? Like it's just something that's so simple that can have you second guess yourself. So understand if it's that simple to second guess yourself, imagine how much more simpler it can be to feel confident just by listening to yourself. Let that sink in real quick. Just how fast, boom, you doubt yourself because you didn't listen to yourself. Now you're second guessing yourself. But when you listen to yourself and you follow every direction that you gave yourself, imagine how confident you feel off the bat because you listen to everything and now you just have to let the market play out. There's a big difference in psychology. It's something so small and so simple that can have you doubt yourself. Bro, I promise you, stop over leveraging. Under leverage, focus on your 1% or lower. Your 1% per trade should be like that should be max. And most people don't even do that. Some people do 1% per day, right? So let that sink in. If you're taking a ton of trades in one day, and most of them are over 1%, like you're way over leveraging, right? Way over leveraging. And then when it comes to re-entering, that's just a bad habit. You know you can't do that. You have to wait for a brand new setup, right? You have to wait for a brand new setup. Now the thing is, there was something I wanted to tell you. I've been struggling with my trades and I closed them early. Um, yeah, I mean, I did the same thing, so I know, right? I understand that part. And that's pretty common, right? Like you hear that a lot. I mean, I've heard that a lot, so like I understand right away, like what that is. Man, there was one thing I wanted to tell you. It slipped my mind. I'm so sorry, but if I remember, I will definitely bring that back up. But any other questions, guys? Anybody need help with anything, psychology, stop loss, whatever the case may be, things that they're struggling with? Of course, I got you. You're gonna find it way easier to hold these trades, bro. Promise you. Just by understanding what you do you know, and this is like a I'm not trying to like bag on you or anything, but do you know what you're gonna lose at the end of your trade? That's for you, George. George, do you know how much money you're gonna lose at the end of your trade? Okay, so you always calculate, you just over leverage and calculate. Got you. Okay, cool. Hey, at least you know. Some people don't even know, right? Some people just like over leverage and then they're just like, damn, I lost 500. I lost this much. They don't even know. So at least you know. You're aware. All right, you're aware. Nothing I can do about that. You're aware. All right, so let's go to the indices, right? So obviously, we can see that the market has been flowing to the upside. And I like this flow. I do like this, right? Market's giving us some nice flow, and it's been giving us the setup over and over again. Boom, giving us the setup over and over again, right? So I was also thinking to continue this bullishness, right? The market's been bullish. Let's continue the bullishness. So I was expecting the market to give some rejection and continue going higher, right? Obviously, we could see the market did not do that. The market obviously tanked for the day, and but why, right? Why? Why did it do that? Right? Why did it do that? Because on the 4 hour, this is all we see. Not that it's not relevant, because it was definitely relevant. But why did the market just tank so bad? Right? Well, let's go to the higher time frame. What is the higher time frame showing us? Well, this is what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a break of structure to the upside. BOS. We have a starting point right here. The market came right down to it. So we have to see if this is going to hold and continue going higher. However, if we go and zoom out, right? If we zoom out, I do like structure down here and throughout here. I do like that we sweep liquidity and then we continue going higher. And I also like that we swept liquidity and then we continue going higher. However, that's a fat drop, right? So that would be an insane pullback, a super insane pullback. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But the higher time frames is what I like to look at. Even on this monthly time frame, right? We have, let's just delete all this. Even on this monthly time frame, oops, we have a continuation break of structure going higher. This is the starting point, the monthly starting point. It's huge. Let's go to the weekly. We'll just put it, let's see. We'll just put it right here for now. That's the starting point in this area, right? So I've been expecting a nasty pullback since we broke structure here, right? Since we broke structure here. So I'm not mad at it, right? Like I'm down. Let the market come down, give us a nasty pullback. And if the market gives us that change of direction, we'll go ahead, take the opportunity and shift that market back higher. Because, well, I mean, let's be honest. US 30 is bullish, right? It's bullish. It happens. Look at guys. Happens all the time. Nasty wick, continue higher. Nasty little drop, continue higher. Nasty little drop, continue higher. Market's gonna do the same thing. Market's gonna play around a little bit. Market's gonna play around a little bit, give a little nasty drop, continue higher. That's what it does, right? So we have to be aware, right? So we shouldn't be like, oh, we lost. Like it's okay. Like you took a loss today. It is what it is, right? We just have to wait for more buy opportunities, and the market should continue higher. The market is bullish right now, right? So unless we have a nasty drop, something like this, then I would be like, yo, okay, we could start looking for sales now because this is a monthly time frame. But something like this, guys, we're still bullish. We just got to wait for more buy opportunities, right? So let's go ahead. I do like this area for sure. These areas as well. The lower it can go, the better. But let's see. Daily time frame. This area isn't too bad either. That structure looks pretty good. Left shoulder, head, and we continue higher. I like this. I have alert. All right. I do have an alert. So this is cool. I like this structure. And honestly, this is like the closest buy structure that I would like, other than like super close to here, right? This was like the closest buy structure of today or this previous week. But overall, this is the closest buy structure for long-term swings. Let's look at what long has. Uh, bet. I'm gonna stop sharing real quick so I can show what you got and then continue. About the same thing. Sweep of liquidity, continue going higher. This is good structure right here. Consolidation, nasty sweep, continue going higher. We have the left shoulder along with, I'm guessing, a higher time frame starting point. So, I mean, the market's waiting. Like, we got to wait, you know? Whoever took losses here, it's okay. It is what it is, you know? The market's still bullish. Yes, it's selling off at the moment, but that's what the market does, guys. Let the market settle. It'll settle. We wait, we wait, we wait. Boom, we got confirmation. Let's look for some buy opportunities and send it back higher, higher, and higher. Eventually, in the future, sometime the market will clear this high. It will clear that high, right? The indices are way too bullish not to. And historically, I mean, they continue going higher. So, and not only that, I mean, you could see it. The market left equal highs. Like, this isn't like we all learn this stuff, right? Equal highs. The market will take that out eventually. Right? So let's go ahead. Good stuff, Long. Solid, my boy. So now looking at this on the daily time frame, daily time frames are the only time frame I would really consider a counter trend sell. We do have the break of structure. We do have the change of direction to the downside. Right? Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. I wouldn't mind taking this sell. Right? Obviously, guys, the market is bullish, so this is a counter trend sell. However, 4-hour slash daily structure confirmation, I like those. I like those. I like that. Right? And this is something that I got from Mike Nav, right? Counter trend sales, counter trend opportunities, I should say. If you don't really like those, or maybe you're a little sketched out on those, maybe you don't risk a full percent, maybe you risk a half of a percent or a quarter of a percent, right? Let's say you don't want to miss out or whatever the case may be, right? Go ahead and risk a quarter of a percent. You can get some change, stack up for the next idea. And if you don't care about taking the counter trend, you don't have to, right? I personally don't care for most of them, but dailies, I consider. I do consider. So let's say the market hangs out here. What makes this sell a lot more likely for me is if we can hang out right here. If we can hang out and create some type of equal lows or some type of trend line liquidity, right? I would consider taking this sell. Now, again, if you don't take the first touch, that's fine. But if you get a change of direction and you can see a change of direction here, right? If you can see a change of direction here, guys, you cannot be scared now. You have to run your opportunity. If you know what you need to be looking for, and you know what you're waiting for, and you get everything you're waiting for, and you don't take these opportunities, guys, you have to get back to back testing. It's okay if you're on demo or if you have to go back to demo. Hey, that's okay. That's okay, guys. Don't ever for demo. Don't ever be like, yo, like someone tells you like, oh, you're on demo still, like you're demo. That's not real cap. Like, bro, I'm practicing. I'm sharpening my iron. I'm sharpening my sword because when I go back to a battle, I'm gonna go ahead and slay some markets, bro. US 30, slayed, bro. NAS 100, slayed. Right? It's okay. Sharpen your iron. But as soon as we see this, guys, we have to go ahead and start taking some opportunities. Okay? Take the opportunities. Now, let's see what NAS looks like. Let's see what NAS looks like. Are those charts secret? What do you mean secret? What charts? Which ones? Which ones? Which ones?
He said recent.
Oh, recent. Oh shoot, I don't know why I said I don't know. See, bro, I'm dyslexic. Don't make fun of me. Yeah, this is today, bro. This is today. This happened today. Mm-hmm. So now we just have to wait. What's going to happen next week? Next week, are we just going to continue falling? If we continue falling, that's okay, right? If we can find the head and shoulder, or if you can find an opportunity, take it. If you could find a break of structure, take it. Whatever opportunity you could find, and it's saying sell, go ahead and sell it to your next buy. But understand the buys will end soon, whether it's here or down here or down here, right? It is what it is, but that's the power of a higher time frame, right? People think that this is like, oh, it's bearish now. But exactly, you wouldn't buy. Maybe not right here, but everybody knows who are swingers and higher time frame investors. They know, like, look at this, guys. This is all trend line liquidity right here. All trend line. And the best starting point, in my opinion, is right here. Even though it doesn't break and change direction here, I get that, but that's close to our head and shoulder. Because this one is already taken, right? You gotta play them, right? If this was our change of direction starting point, this one was already taken, and that did its job. Definitely sending the market higher. If you took that starting point, the market gave you 2,000 pips, right? You ate real good, my boy. You ate good. And the market gave you another one. You ate good again, my boy. You were just eating good. Let me see. You were just eating good. Another 1,000 pips. And then let's see. Another one right here. You were just eating good. US 30 just continued giving you buy opportunities, and each one gave you 1,000 pips plus, right? But the one that's the only free starting point is down here. Does that make sense, guys? Give me a two if that makes sense, right? We're following the starting points as they go, but understand each starting point that was given was taken out, was used, right? Starting point was given with the break of structure. Starting point was used. Starting point was given with the break of structure. Starting point was used, right? These are all good starting points. But now once they're used once, I don't really use them again, right? Starting point was used. Starting point, we got a starting point because the break of structure, but now starting point was violated, right? So now we can start looking for some counter trend sells to our next swing buy opportunity, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. I do like this zone. We'll see what's good. We'll see what's good. Keep you guys updated. Let's see, Nas. Same thing. I've been waiting for the zone for a minute, so I don't even care whatever happened here. Been waiting for the zone for a minute. If we go to the weekly time frame, look at this, guys. Higher time frame zones, guys, will always be respected. I know a lot of you guys don't trade on it. You guys will have your own opinion on it, but guys, higher time frame zones, I promise you, the market will always come back. So when you see nasty drops like this, and you're automatically thinking like bearish, no, that's not bearish. It's bearish for the moment, might be bearish for the day, could be bearish for the week, but overall trend, guys, trend is bullish. Look at the indices. Would you consider that bearish or bullish? You tell me, guys. Bearish or bullish? So you always have to follow your higher time frame zones, even if you don't trade on them often, right? Because higher time frame zones, they take forever. Duh. Right? So even though you don't trade on them often, guys, always highlight them, mark them up. Look at what I did. I left this here to remind myself, like, yo, higher high, higher low, break a structure. Higher high, higher low, break a structure. This is the last starting point on the weekly time frame. The market will come back sooner or later. Will come back sooner or later. Daily time frame. Mm, Starting point wise on this time frame, I don't really see anything worth taking. However, the counter trend sell don't look too bad. If we go to the 4 hour time frame, I definitely don't like the equal high. That is 100% like for sure. I definitely don't like that. Um, but nonetheless, the structure is still there. We do have a break of structure to the upside and a change of direction to the downside. I definitely like US 30 set up a whole lot better based off of structure. But it is what it is, right? We don't have to take it. We just have to understand what's happening, right? Let's say we see it but don't take it. Now, if the market does respect, hey, awesome, cool, we were right. Let's go. And if the market comes back to down to our zone and we see this, let's go ahead and start taking this. Right? We don't have to take any of the counter trends if we don't choose to. If you don't think it's worth taking, guys, do not take it. However, still mark it up to gain confidence on what you were foreseeing because it does help a lot. I promise you, it does help a lot because you got to understand what zones were already taken, right? What zones you can see getting ran through, right? When you have nothing marked up and you're just like, you're in the blind, trust me. You want to see everything for what it is, what the market gave you, what the market took away, what the market still has left, things like that, right? So, same thing, same rules still apply. I hope the market can hang out right here. If we can get some trend line, awesome. If we can get some equal lows, awesome. All of that help us out. If we can get some equal lows, even better. So when the market comes back, we can hopefully look for some sell opportunities, whatever the case may be, right? Um, so yeah, that's what happened with the indices. Same thing with SPX. I mean, SPX is freaking tanks, right? Tanks. Monthly zone. Let's go to the weekly zone. The market's in that weekly zone right now. Right now, when we look at SPX compared to NAS and US 30, look at how it's already in its weekly zone, right? And NAS still has a good bit away. US 30 still has a good bit away. Do you guys see that? Give me a 3 if you guys can see that. US 30 still has a bit to its zone. NAS still has a bit to its zone. So when I see something like that and I see that SPX is already in its zone, I like to see like what is the next zone left. And I like this one here. I like this one here. And if you guys ever look at the charts, you guys know like SPX runs way more than NAS and US 30. So like don't be like, yo, like that's a far drop. Trust me. Don't ever think anything's too far for SPX because that thing be running, bro. Running. I don't trade it a whole lot, but she be running, bro. Check out gold. I was amazed to see how each time frame was breaking change of direction one by one. I got you. What time frame? Same thing with the indices, guys. I mean, all the indices look the same. We have possible counter trends, and I'm just personally waiting for more buy confirmation. If we can get really good sell confirmation, then we can start looking for some sell confirmation or sell opportunities. But other than that, I'm just waiting patiently, guys. Just sit on your hands. 5 minute broke first, then the 15 minute, then the 1 hour. All right, let's go see what's good. Where are we at? Where are we at? Oh, I thought I hit a zone. I was like, yo, we got some rejections. Come on, bruh. All right, check me out. Look it. We're on the 4 hour time frame, right? Look at this, guys. Break a structure to the upside. I can't make this shit up. 4 hour break a structure to the upside. Starting point right here. Look it. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Let's break this down even more. What can we see here? Oh my God, look at structure. I can't make this shit up, bro. I hate when people say that you can't trade levels on indices or crypto or commodities, oil, futures, stock. Like, bro, you can it's everywhere, bro. Don't even tell me that. Look at this. Break a structure to the upside. Market left the starting point. What did the market come down to? The starting point. But what did it do before it came down there? Notice, guys, break a structure, builds liquidity, builds liquidity, builds liquidity. We sweep liquidity. Look at that. Sweep liquidity to the downside. Then what do? We continue going higher. Gives us another break of structure or a change of direction if you're looking at it like an inverted head and shoulder. But notice, what do we have here? Breakout rally. We continue to move our zones. Starting point, along with a shoulder. It's awkward looking, but it is one. Now look at the market comes straight down to that area and continues going higher. It continues to go higher. Now let's drop down to the 15-minute time frame. I don't like this structure here. I personally probably wouldn't have entered off of anything right there. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like those equal lows at all. Equal lows, equal lows. I would have waited to enter another on another confirmation, right? So let's see. I see this. Let's go to that 15-minute real quick. I personally like this one because we get out of there. We get out of that area first. And then obviously if we see a break of structure, we're assuming, or we should be assuming, we get some pullbacks to the downside to where if we get that change of character, we could start looking for more opportunities, and that's what it gave us. So I like that based off of break of structure to the upside, along with confirmations here, right? We get, I guess, more of a liquidity sweep, at least on this time frame, along with a change of direction or a break of structure to the upside, depending on how you see it, right? So then we could run an opportunity here with our stop loss at this current low. I hope that makes sense. I would personally feel more comfortable, right? If you feel more comfortable entering down here, then by all means, do what you do, right? But I'm personally somebody who would have entered off the first touch because I like taking both. I like taking the swing opportunity along with finding the re-entry, right? So finding the re-entry would be obviously dropping down and seeing if we could find a re-entry. Now, if I don't like anything here, maybe the 15-minute or the 5-minute, but I would still feel a little iffy, right? I would still feel a little iffy. But I can see why. I can see it if we drop down to the 5 or the ones go to the 1 minute or the 2. Structure still applies, right? But how do you feel trading it, right? You need to back test this and you need to feel comfortable trading it, right? But let's look at the structure. Notice how we have BOS to the downside and our change of character line would be there. Based off the structure, my shoulder should be there. My stop loss at this low. Let's go to the 3-minute. Let's go to the 5-minute. The heck? Where'd it go? Oh, it is on that side, huh? Oh, okay. So that would be the setup right there. Would you have felt comfortable taking that trade? That's something you have to ask yourself. The structure was still there. However, for me, based off of this, I would have expected. Now, this is me like trying to see things before they happen so I don't take stupid losses, right? Sometimes you have to be picky, but while being picky, you might miss opportunities. And that's something like you have to be okay with because the more times you go ahead and are willing to just risk every your capital on every single trade that might not be like A pluses or might not have higher probabilities. I personally don't think that's good. We may have people who have different opinions on that, but I feel like we should be a bit more selective, right? And I probably would have missed this trade And I definitely would have felt more comfortable taking this trade here. Now, if we drop down to lower time frame, I can actually see why a lot of this even like played out still, right? Notice, look at what we get, guys. Obviously, the market came down here, but notice how we get liquidity sweep. Same thing. The market just repeats itself over and over and over again, guys. Liquidity sweep to the downside. Shoulder. My starting point. Right? Notice how market respected opportunity number one. It respected the starting point first. And off of the starting point, what did it do? It gave us a change of direction. Market came back, gave us another opportunity, and continued going higher. So, like, guys, like market structure holds up. Simple. Honestly, I think the market structure that we break down, I feel like we break it down fairly simple. You know, so if you're still struggling, guys, please ask your questions, right? Please ask your questions because what might be simple to me, might not be simple to you. So, I'm hoping that everything that I'm breaking down is making sense. But other than that, like, yeah, bro, George, you can see it, right? Like everything is starting to fall into place. It's freaking dope to see. The more you study the chart, the more you start to understand. Like once you see it, you can't unsee it, guys. You can't unsee it. Like, even right here, back on the 1 hour time frame, right? If you could, and again, I can see this on the 1 hour. So again, I would have felt confident taking this one as well. Same thing. Starting point along with the shoulder. Boom. And that's not even the one I was even talking about, right? I was talking about this one here at first, but the 1 hour gave me this one. So there's many ways you can catch it, guys. There's many ways you can catch opportunities. How do you like trading? What time frame do you like looking at? I'm a fan of the 1 hour, bro. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like I'm a fan of the 1 hour. Obviously, indices, I like to drop down to a low as the five. I never really drop down to the one. I always get clapped. I will be honest. I struggle with the 1 minute time frame. I do get manipulated. I understand that, so I stopped. And I even hopped on a couple educators, Zach and Jordan and Siva and Valentino, and they say the same thing, right? The 1 minute, it likes to manipulate. It likes to entice you, right? It likes to like dangle that freaking steak right in front of you. So you're like, yo, that don't look too bad, bro. I might just take a little bite, right? They like to do that on the 1 minute, and then you just take unnecessary losses, right? How do you stop taking unnecessary losses? You jump up a couple time frames and you wait for the same exact thing, right? I'm a fan of waiting for the 1 hour. If you're a fan of the 5 minute or the 15 minute, do your thing, but you have to stay consistent. If it is not working, it's okay. Don't be ashamed. Don't have an ego. Just understand that that's a sign that maybe you have to try something else, and that is okay. Give me a one if that makes sense. Dang, the metals are just freaking bullish, dog. Crazy, crazy. What do you guys want to look at? We got 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left. We have GBP USD. Let's go to a cleaner chart. I'll be marking up everything, bro. On God. Holy cow, bro. When I'm looking at this on this time frame, there's two things that I'm looking at right away that just spot my eye. I see this very clearly, right? Liquidity building up. We have the sweep, and we also have the continuation going higher. That gives me a starting point here. That gives me a starting point here. And that also gives me a shoulder in this area. Oh, shoot. Awesome. So let's go. Now, once we get that, notice what can we see? I see a lot of equal lows here. And I see the market just ranging in this area. Yes, it is going higher. It is going higher. But what have you guys noticed? Have you guys noticed anything? I noticed that it stopped going higher and it's just hanging out going sideways now, right? On the lower time frame, a lot of these moves here are going to seem massive to you, bro. They're going to seem massive to you. These moves are going to seem freaking massive on the 5 minute, on the 15 minute. These moves are going to seem massive. You're going to think that you caught the move of the week, the move of the day. You know, you're the best trader around. But what is the market doing? The market is consolidating. It is moving sideways. It stopped going higher and stopped going lower. It is moving sideways, right? So we are stuck in consolidation at the moment. Jose, what's up, Jose? See you soon, Jose. You know what the deal is, my boy. You know what the dealio is. Let's go. Let's go, baby. So this is what I'm waiting for. I would love to see if the market can make its way. And look, this is going to take a minute. Notice how long this has been taking. From breakout to now, it's been 179 days. Not to say we can't trade within this, right? I would much rather trade daily, weekly consolidation because consolidation moves are our zones are much larger, right? Would never trade 5 minute, 1 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour consolidation ranges. I just wouldn't do that. Um, but even like these zones here, from this high to this low, that's already 600 pips, right? So like these zones are very, very wide. You can definitely make some money here, right? Whoever sold at the starting point just came up 400 pips. Whoever sold at this right shoulder is up 300 pips, right? Whoever sold at this starting point is already up 230 pips, right? So you can still make money with daily, weekly consolidation ranges. You just have to understand what you're in and what you're trading in, right? But this is what I'm looking at right here. Let's zoom in. Daily time frame. I can see we have a change of direction here. Now notice one thing we got is the starting point. So I wouldn't mind to see GBPUSD make its way back up. And if we can go ahead and get this little head and shoulder here, we'll love to see if we can get this. Boom. Once we get that, let's continue looking for sells. Let's see if we can sell it down, get some more sells in, right? We also have this as well, the left shoulder. So if the market wants to go higher, that's okay. We're in giant consolidation range no matter what. So like, let's say we stretch this out, bro. What if this is what happens, right? We consolidate, whatever the case, it gives us profit. We make equal lows, whatever the case, right? We don't know what the market's going to do. Then the market ranges, and then we hit our right shoulder. We also hit this liquidity line, and then we start selling off, right? Guys, there's reasons to liquidity lines. There's always reasons to liquidity lines, guys. Trust me. Here are two opportunity sales. Counter trend sales, obviously, because GBPUSD is fairly bullish at the moment. So these would be counter trend sales. But notice what happened today. Notice what happened today. The market literally reversed aggressively. But everybody who was looking at sells, all right, let's just take it back here. Everybody who was looking at sells here took a win, or maybe a loss if they put their stop loss tight. Took a win if they put their stop loss a bit looser. Took a win, right? Because your stop loss is here. Took a win, right? So everybody's taking wins on looking for sells, looking for sells. And now the market's in this last starting point, I believe. So somebody was looking at this and was saying, myself included, got clapped because I was looking to continue the sales, right? So now we had hit stop loss here, and now it's sitting and hit the starting point, and then it ended the day, right? It ended the day like that. So now look, are we gonna chill out right here, hang out, see some sell confirmations and start looking for some sell opportunities and sending the market back down? Or is the market gonna range? Or is the market gonna range and wait for this daily starting point or 4-hour starting point, daily starting point, right? What's gonna happen now? So now we just have to wait. Here's our daily starting point. Let's go to the 4-hour. Here's the 4-hour starting point. What's gonna happen? We just have to wait and see for next week. Is the market gonna respect this, or is the market gonna go a bit higher, respect this? We just have to wait and see for next week. But that is it for tonight, guys. I hope you guys were able to get something out of this. Everybody who asked questions or was, getting some things off their chest, I hope you guys were able to get something, with my tips or get a little bit of, feedback that can help resonate with you guys. I know a lot of us are on like different paths, but we're also on the same path, right? Like we're all doing different jobs, different things. We're in different careers. But we're all have like, like how do you do this? Like, how do you like organize your schedule? How do you organize your time? Whatever the case may be, guys, ask your questions. No question is too small. No question is too big. Like every question is relevant. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be based off like budgeting your money, a sleeping schedule. Help me find time. You want me to whiteboard you? I'll go hit up Miguel right now. We're gonna find some time for you, my boy. I promise you. I promise you, we're gonna find some time. Don't tell me you don't have time because we'll find it. Um, whatever the case may be, guys, we have a couple more weeks until the year is done. And then it's 2026. Like, how are you going to start off 2026? It starts now, guys. It doesn't start January 1st, 2026. If you start January 1st, 2026, everybody who's taking it serious now is going to kick your butt all year next year. I promise you. It doesn't just start, oh, I'm going to start today. No, it starts now, right now, right? And again, I have over 100 videos on YouTube. A lot of value right there. A lot of questions are asked on there. A lot of tips are on there. I'm sure we have a couple of members who have been in for like the past few months. Guys, there are calls that are on there from like the past year and a half, maybe even 2 years old. So there's a lot of value. Like maybe you've missed out because you've only been apart for 4 months, but you can gain you can close the distance real quick by hopping on those calls. And that's a you problem, right? That's a you thing. Like, well, how much effort are you willing to give for yourself, for your family, and for your future? You know what I'm saying? So I want you to win. I want you to choose you, and I want you to win, guys. Point, period, blank. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Hit me up for one-on-ones. I'm always down for one-on-ones. Let me know when you guys want to get active. I will see you guys on Monday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Love you guys.